Let's see if I can do this right. When I last left you, we were reading the letter to Governor DeWine. Left off with, Mackenzie is a human, a real live human being with a heart, a soul, and feelings, all three of which are in a million pieces like dust in a hurricane. Moving on. She has a mother and father who love her more than life itself. They commiserate every day of their lives knowing their youngest baby is suffering constantly, and there's nothing they can do about it. She has a sister who's slightly older than her, but still almost young enough to be my daughter. She has aunts, uncles, cousins, and grandparents, all heartbroken that the youngest and weakest among them is in more trouble than the devil himself on Judgment Day. Which brings me to the allegation that Mackenzie was trying to kill herself to end a tumultuous relationship. Well, sir, I ask you, if she was that laser-focused, that determined, that hell-bent on ending her life over typical teenage relationship drama, why is she still alive? Really, if she had a mission of death to execute with precision and intent designed to end the pain she was supposedly in, don't you think the permanent loss of all rights and privileges, including the right to venture beyond a 7-foot cell, would cause her to commit suicide 1,000 times faster? I would have killed myself the first day. If lying persecution believed this, she's mental and needs to be in a hospital, and they're guilty of attempted murder. It means sending her to prison is an easier way of giving her the death penalty when her demons reach up to pull her down. Knowing she had no intent to commit suicide, the punishment given is still very likely to make a young person end their life for a way out. What kind of stain on the Buckeye State would that be, to have the blood of youth streaming down its flag? Thou shalt not kill. It is a commandment, sir. The fact that she's still alive proves the allegations of ending her life at all costs to kill a man she loved and was making plans for the future with, which she beat herself to a pulp over, are totally, completely, utterly false. How could the state of Ohio miss it so badly on this one? And without a jury. There has to be an appeal for something like this, right? There has to be a light at the end of everlasting darkness for this lost and dying youth, right? I know as governor, you have the power to change things for people who are lost in the black abyss searching for a light to guide them home. I understand the most common course of action to help someone wrongly convicted is to expedite their meeting with the parole board. My first thought was, if there's no appeal, put Mackenzie before the parole board immediately, but by then it might be too late. She needs to go before the parole board now, right now. And I should probably be her lawyer since I'm certain of her innocence and am confident the board would agree with me if they're objective enough to see past raw emotion. The exculpatory evidence needs to be heard, not shunned, because it'll prove teen girl's innocence beyond doubt. And if that doesn't work, it's time to break out the power of the pen and pardon Mackenzie, writing a horrendous injustice. Mikey O'Malley, just after Mackenzie was hauled away in chains like condemned cattle, had the nerve to say he hopes she becomes a better person after the disappointingly short sentence of only 15 years to probably the rest of her life after he and his team of liars lynched the kid. Again, O'Malley is a convict guilty of smearing a political opponent. Every day, my supporters bring me dirt on this guy for rap sheet and withholding of exculpatory evidence. Timmy Troop has a history of dealing drugs to kids. Ohio law requires prosecuting attorneys to pass background checks before being allowed to practice. If this is true, why aren't O'Malley and his drug dealer sidekick being prosecuted themselves? After all this, Mikey still personally attacks poor Mackenzie on one of the worst days of her life. It wasn't enough that Timmy Troop spent his youth spreading the disease of drug addiction, which is exactly what caused the crash. Now he's graduated to destroying kids' lives by taking wounded little girls from their home to jail, to trial, then to lifelong imprisonment. I don't want to hear these two human trafficker time rapists pass judgment on anyone, not even Satan, the snake himself. I've already refuted the lies this street thug yacked up in her face. This shameless oaf used horrible personal attacks, smearing her grades, attacking her attempts at rejoining life after tragedy, and her drug use, even though he is a merciless drug dealer who's part of the problem, not the solution. I can't believe this guy makes money for this. I guess the moral of this guy's story is crime does pay. That alone is reason enough to throw slander conviction in nearest trash receptacle, then throw that dirty, filthy drug dealer behind bars where he belongs. If you agree, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. We need as many people as possible to see this. PND BOSS out.